said that hijacking your computer is it leaves extra unattended.
Oh, yeah.
Credit?
Oh, yes, you get extra credit by hacking me. We were just talking about it in the hacking class that was right before this. All right, so here's another one. So they sent spear phishing emails, 100 people, and they chose targets. I remember I heard about this one at the time because I was one of the possible targets. I didn't bother targeting me, but I was in the business. They carefully chose people who went to a security conference and are therefore prominent security researchers and security workers, and tried to do something like invite them to a new social network for security professionals or something, get them to click on an email, click on a link. And they sent them a malicious PDF, which had a remote control malware in it. And then once they were in, they performed reconnaissance on the system they had control of. And they found that this guy had a VPN. It was his laptop, and he had a VPN connection to his company. So they stole his VPN credentials, which is certainly true. I'm using it for a lot of people I consult for. They give you VPN credentials, you connect from home. And so now they were able to get in to the company, and they would be coming in with authorized credentials. This is really hard to detect. An authorized user is coming in with the correct password and certificate. I mean, your only clue is going to be if it's an unusual time of day or from an unusual location. So they got in, then they stole the local administrator password hash, and they used Mimikatz, which, by the way, is a fantastic tool from, I think he's actually a Frenchman. This guy makes it, it is one of the most powerful tools to attack Windows machines. Mimikatz, he can steal the Active Directory credentials from almost any machine. He can even steal the golden ticket from a domain controller. And the golden ticket is the root of all the cryptography. And if you steal the same golden ticket is used for 25 years. And if it is compromised, you have to rebuild the entire Active Directory domain from scratch, which is a monstrous job. And every time Microsoft updates their stuff to protect it, within 3 days he updates Mimikatz to punch through it again. He is just smarter than Microsoft. And anyway, Mimikatz is a powerful hacking tool, and you'll see it in a lot of attacks. So the attacker now has Bob's credentials and the certificate and the local administrator password. So now they no longer need malware on Bob's system. Now they can just VPN from somewhere else and appear to be Bob. So less than a week later, they connected from a machine called Home3 and used RDP, but they ended the session improperly, so it was hung, and that caused an event log event, which captured the host name. So now they know somebody was remotely controlling this machine from Texas. And perhaps they didn't have any actual employees in Texas. That was apparently regarded as suspicious. They spent 2 weeks performing reconnaissance, installed keyloggers, stole email, and then started getting business critical data from file shares. And they had local administrator access, so they're modifying ACLs. Now notice how this is a much sloppier, clumsier attacker than the attackers against Target. They are mistakenly leaving clues behind. They are making changes to systems like access control lists, which is going to leave records behind. So, nobody's perfect, but these guys are a whole lot sloppier than the professional clowns that took like 10 months to hack Target. So for 4 weeks, they sporadically stole data, uploaded to a server, and this is really a mark of an amateur. They ran defrag to cover their tracks. Defrag doesn't do anything. This is a common misconception. You can recover deleted files from a hard drive. They stay there until you write new data on top of them, and defrag does not do that. So amateurs will defrag a machine thinking they're cleaning off the old data. There are ways to do it, like there's a tool you can download called Eraser that will do it, but defrag does not do it. And if you're using defrag to hide forensic traces, it shows that you're kind of stupid. So 2 weeks after they began stealing data, they began testing as their SIEM system, which is just what our hands-on projects are going to be, and they found the VPN logs. And in the VPN logs, they found Bob logging in from multiple systems and IP addresses simultaneously, so that's pretty suspicious. There's supposed to be a machine certificate on Bob's laptop, and obviously someone had copied that onto another machine, which is not right, and connected from there. So this is the kind of red flag. And SIEMs, this is just what they're for. You can search through the logs efficiently and find bad things like that, which is what we're just about to do. So they disabled Bob's account, but he started using another one because remember, he'd already stolen a lot of credentials. So this is, again, an amateur move by the defenders. Like I say, if it's like you go in a house and there's a cockroach and you step on it. You're there, I've solved the problem. Well, there's probably 100 more if you saw one. So if you want to fix the problem, rather than swatting the first thing you see, you'd probably be wiser to investigate first. And but then they discovered Mary's account. So when this happened, then they said, okay, now we're going to hire some specialists like Mandiant. instead of our own poor IT staff that really doesn't know what they're doing, making more mistakes and making it worse, we better bring in real instant response experts. So they identified the IP addresses used for the VPN. They found beacons from the malware. When you get infected by malware, it sends out beacons, which are just signals to tell you, I am controlled. Do we have any orders? It sends them out typically every 30 seconds or so to maintain control of the command and control server. So once you know what to look for, it's a good way to identify compromised machines. But they found the compromise, and after 2 weeks of preparation, they performed a comprehensive eradication event, because this is a much simpler attack than the one that took 2 months at Target. And so 2 days after the eradication event, they observed one of the attacker trying to get back into Outlook Web Access with multiple user accounts. And they had told people to change all passwords, but not everybody actually did. So he got in again, so they had to have another enterprise-level password change, disabling all accounts if they failed to change passwords. That's the thing. And this, of course, is the old-fashioned technique of changing passwords. A better way, and what will almost certainly happen nowadays, is you would switch to two-factor authentication, which is much, much better. All right. And so there's just a diagram of it all. They had a DMZ and had an internal environment. They FTP'd to the internet. They used RDP to come in through a compromised server in Texas and so on. So this is the kind of smaller network of connections that was involved in that attack. And so here you have an example of the attack life cycle. And there's spear phishing email is how they got in. Then they got a foothold with the custom email. Then they escalated privileges with password cracking and pass to hash. Maintain presence with VPN subversion, and so on. They do these various techniques. All right. So let's do a Kahoot. Let me check to see if there are questions here. What are beacons? And beacons, I said that hopefully you might not have heard. Beacons are signals sent from compromised machines to the command and control server just to say, I am alive, I am controlled. So they will appear on a panel. On the bad guys control panel, they will have like a list of all the compromised machines, and then you can list an attack. Like, I want you 100 machines to all send traffic to this address. So the beacons are what goes up there to tell it that you still have control of this machine. And so they're pretty useful. Yeah, good. Now I see somebody answered it there too. That's good. All right. So let's try a Kahoot. These are little in-class quizzes that are worth extra credit, and they help stop people from falling asleep. You don't have to do it, but if you manage to score in the top 3, you will get 3 points. So it can add up. I got to go library, favorites, 152, chapter 1. There it is. Whoa. All right, there we go. Start. All right, so go to kahoot.it and type in that number if you want to play the game. Yes, if you go to my C152 page, they're all there if you go down. And I'll demonstrate it after the Kahoots. Reminder. Oh yeah, but you make up any name you like. Seconds, see if people are still coming in. All right, I guess we got everybody that's coming. All right. So an observable occurrence on a network. What's that? an event. It's not a security incident because it might not be important. It might just be an ordinary IT event, like a device is broken and needs to be replaced. All right. How about a violation of security policies? That's an incident. It might not be a breach, but it's an incident. Now you have to have this investigated as a security incident. All right. All right. So which team performs damage assessment? Part of the investigation. Which machines should be damaged, how many, how badly? All right. All right. So which team removes the attacker? That's remediation. After your investigation, you now try to fix the problem. All right. Root. Assume that's a root I've seen before. Samurai. Good. A real name. That's easy for my grader. Good. Another real name. Good. All right. Good. So, that's it for the lecture. Let me stop this recording.